Welcome to Let's Get Dumb, the podcast where I, comedian Joe Kilgallon, and comedian Jonah Jurkens like to ask dumb questions, tell dumb stories, and just have a dumb old time with you. Jonah, how are you, my friend?
You know, I'm fantastic, Joe.
It's good to be back.
I was just gonna say that. Yeah, it's been two episodes without you.
I know, man.
We had fucking dumbass Austin had
I listened to the Austin episode, most of it at least, and I liked it.
Yeah, it was fun. We had a fun talk. But it wasn't the same.
Well, thank you.
It wasn't the same.
I listened to the Claire episode yet, but I imagine diarrhea was brought up once or twice.
Claire, I wish Claire canceled on us, so we had to do another just him and I.
Oh wow.
For the people listening,
Too big for the
people
world,
listening,
Claire.
we recorded this. Austin and I recorded again 2 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
So we haven't released that one yet.
Yeah, I was going to ask when we should drop that. So
Right.
Today's a Thursday. We could do it today or tomorrow.
Right
and then,
today, yeah.
And then, maybe get on a Thursday schedule.
Yeah, so I had to do 2 dumb podcasts with Austin. I mean, it was great. It was nice, but what wasn't fun? It wasn't fun that I didn't have to worry about like what I said, if I made him mad, like was he going to hit me?
Nice.
Yeah. No, because it's more exciting this way because I never know, how the information's going to be taken.
Here's the thing. I don't ever want to hit you. And I haven't.
No, you never have.
I have not hit you. I've thought about hitting you.
Yeah,
because there's been a few times where I've thought to myself, are you trying to embarrass me, stupid fucking bitch? You know what I mean? Like it feels like you're trying to embarrass me.
That's a hell of a callback
from 3 or 4 episodes ago,
something
maybe.
like that.
He tried to embarrass me the whole last episode. He kept trying to make me seem like a pedophile.
Oh, I did. Well,
that was the whole
he does that.
Yeah.
He kept trying to be like, okay, so like Jarrett Fogel. I'm like, what? I didn't
Yeah.
even bring him up. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. So I get your pain.
It was
Yeah.
it was an easy episode to do that to this fucking psychopath over here, leaving flowers at girls' doorsteps. It's insane. Did you hear that part?
Oh, was that 2 episodes ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard something where it's like with your exes, you like to still let them know you're there, let them know you care.
I just leave anonymous flowers on their doorstep.
What's your thoughts on this, Joe? The whole time I'm like, I just wish Joe was here.
I heard a dude do something that was really insane once. It's a comedian friend of ours. I can't name him.
Right.
Where he was, I think, I'm not sure exactly, but I think he was cheating on his girlfriend with this other girl.
Oh, no.
And the girl figured it out.
Yeah.
But I can't remember all the details, but I remember him specifically sending flowers to the girl's work as a way to prove that he wasn't with the other one.
Yeah.
And so then that girl believed him. And then I remember being like, but she was right. You were lying the whole time.
And he's like, well, yeah.
But the flowers show, the flowers putting it back on her now.
Yeah.
And I remember just being like, that's why I don't like flowers. I don't really give out flowers too often.
Dude,
Sometimes I give her flowers, but rarely.
I don't think I told the story with Austin, but like I was dating this bartender and then she was quitting her job. And so we all like went there as like a celebratory like last day thing. And I was having flowers delivered, but I had a show that night. And like, I was waiting for these flowers to come. And so she kept going like, I want to leave. I was like, no, wait. Like just one more drink, so she's gonna really piss off at me. And then like the flowers finally came. I think I gave her yellow flower. I forget what color it was, but it was like a bouquet. And then I'm like, I gotta go to the show. So she's hammered, right? Absolutely hammered. So I leave to go to the show. And then her friend, also hammered, is like, yellow flowers generally are like, I'm sorry I cheated on you. That's like, she like is convincing her that the color of these flowers are like that. So then she gets drunk, meets me after my show, and we get into a huge fight. Because she's like, what did you do, Jonah? What did you do? So this color flower means that you did this. Is that true? Is it not? Tell me, is it true or is it not? I think I'm the only one that
has dumped her right on the spot.
I'm the only one that has gotten like flowers given. I have the only one that gave flowers to somebody and it went sideways on. That's insane, right?
That is so dumb. As if you knew.
Right.
And if anyone knew that what's what it meant, they just wouldn't buy that fucking color flowers.
Right.
Right?
What's insane that there's a color that represents
What?
Sorry,
what?
I've been
I know. That is
infidelity.
insane.
Yeah.
What does pink flowers mean? I fucked your sister?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
probably.
Like, yeah.
It should.
That'd be a good color for it. We should assign colors to different fuck ups.
That would be that's actually a good list that we could build.
That'd be a good list, yeah.
And also, it would be funny if like that happens so often that they had to have like a color base to it. Like, sorry, I fucked your sister.
yeah, like
Like, that's
pink roses.
Yeah.
Yeah, then the bigger the fuck up, the more expensive the bouquet, probably.
what if
But
what if your girlfriend gave you that color rose and then she was just like, hey, sorry, I fucked your sister.
There'd be a whole lot of other questions after
Right.
that, right?
Right.
I mean, let me ask you this though: what years around was this incident?
This was I can only go by girlfriends, so it was it was
5 girlfriends ago?
4 girlfriends ago, so 12 years ago.
All right, so that makes sense. That would have been about 2012, I guess.
Yeah.
I just wanted to know because I knew there was an era in which it felt like every other fucking thing like aimed towards women was stupid shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
If they buy you yellow flowers, it means this. If they do, it was a lot of stuff where, and as dudes, we were all kind of like, no, none of that makes sense to anybody.
So where's this pamphlet that says that?
It's too much time.
Right.
Whoever comes up with this shit has too much time on their fucking hands.
Right.
Do you know, like when you're married, every like big milestone anniversary is supposed to represent something?
Yeah, I was just gonna ask.
That's really fucking dumb.
Have
I don't
you
know
ever
what
done that?
any of it is, and I don't give a shit.
I don't care.
I
do you
remember
find that
like
out?
my in-laws being like, "Oh, it's the 5-year. That means you're supposed to do this. Did you do this?" I'm like, "No, fucking didn't."
Yeah,
Is there,
that's the
is there a
paper
penalty?
anniversary.
Paper? Yeah, here you go. Here's a 5. Go get me a fucking ice cream. You know what I mean? I'm still sick, everybody.
Yeah. Also, what they should do, then also 1-800-Flowers.com plug should also have like tablets where it's like, have you been cheating? These are the colors. Have you been? Did you fuck your girlfriend's sister again? Again. That's just a different shade. If it's again. Or it's like how many roses is how many times? Like that's like if you get a huge like 12 dozen roses, that's a lot.
It'd be funny if there was someone who worked for 1-800-Flowers that after a certain order they called you up going, this clearly isn't working.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We would love to keep making money off of you.
Right.
But we feel like it's our duty to be like, guy,
bro, dude,
what's going on?
Come on, man, you gotta leave her. You gotta, or you know what? She's gotta leave you. Like they call her.
Yeah, they call her up. Yeah.
Also, I like the idea of 1-800-Flowers. When everything went online, they're like, well, we're gonna keep the name. Just 1-800-Flowers.com.
I know.
It's insane.
That is a good point.
Just go flowers. Just buy flowers.com.
That's gotta be a fortune, though, man.
Right?
Dude, there are people who did that when the internet was first like at its dawn. They were buying up fucking domains and then cashing in hard on them.
I have a friend that I got drunk with the other day, and he still does that. And he saw me. You know when you get somebody drunk and all of a sudden like the floodgates open to like what they do, like where they have to make money. And I was like, Jesus Christ, man. And he does that. And also he was like, okay, there's this new thing on DraftKings where I guess you can buy like player cards and then kind of draft them for your thing. So he goes, here's the thing. Everybody needs a kicker, but nobody thinks that that's the first thing they do. So I've just been buying up all of the kickers. So now when people want these kickers, I can jack the price up, it's like Pokemon cards, but
That's
for
pretty
football.
damn smart, actually.
I know.
Yeah.
So next day I went through, I almost bought every single kicker, but I was like, I don't know anything about this bullshit. It's insane.
Sometimes the scam is harder. It's like you're
Like,
working
to keep up
so
on
hard.
trends.
Yeah.
It's so hard. Like that's why this NFT shit. I know it's stupid, but I am kind of like, good on you, man. Like you made this fake thing.
Did that crash already, or is that coming back up?
I believe it crashed.
I forgot I had some Bitcoin because I have so little Bitcoin.
It just went up a lot.
It did went up a lot. Yeah, I'm not nothing to be like, yay, look at me, but enough to be like, I need to cash this thing because I'm so broke. But it's so little. I had like $200 worth that I forgot I even had.
Yeah,
and I checked it out recently, and it was like up to like 380 or something like
nice.
that. It doubled, which is nice because it was. I think they were at like almost 70,000.
So it was, yeah.
And, maybe it's down now. 67.
Yeah, I don't.
But
it's embarrassing that I even know that.
2 months ago, I was at like 41 though.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It all feels scamish to me still. The NFTs especially. When that,
it's all there's a. Sorry.
No, go ahead, dude.
Over by here, there is a shop
That's right.
There's an NFT shop, which is insane. Where you're just like, oh man, things are going to work out for you.
Oh,
because you know this guy who's just like, oh, I'm in on this. But like to be upfront and ahead of everything to do all that is hilarious to me.
Well, you know, when those first came out and that dude Gary Vaynerchuk was like pushing that shit hard, it made me laugh because he was one of those dudes that's like always go with the new thing. What do you feel about that? When people are like always the new thing, new is always better, and it's, you know, if you're not on board with the new shit, you're just some fucking old dinosaur. Get out of the way.
I mean, like in this stuff, yeah, I feel like, you know, and not to have this like dorky like shitty talk, but like the GameStop thing and all this stuff, like if you like before it trends, when you start kind of hearing about it, like jump on it right away. Like Pogs, I should have bought Pogs. You know, like that's the thing is, like I'm just kidding about the Pogs thing, but
no, Pogs were great.
Celsius.
Yeah, like Celsius, like fucking Celsius.
Yeah, you knew about Celsius.
I knew about Celsius.
Dude, I knew about Moderna. My cousin Danny
Really?
was telling me about Moderna when it was like $40 a share before they got like the fucking vaccine and all that.
Yeah.
And now I don't know what it's at now, but it was. I remember checking it like a year and a half ago. And it was at like 180 a share or something.
Yeah,
high.
I just wish I was smarter. That's the thing is I'm just so dumb where I'll be like, oh man, I should probably do that, and then I'm like, no, it doesn't feel. And then they fucking all
it's
this money.
the fear. You get a little fear.
Yeah.
I agree with what you said, but I didn't phrase the question right. There are some people who think that whatever the new thing is, forget stocks and shit like that, an investment, that's like, it's great. get on board,
Okay.
which I don't always agree with. And I think we forget as a society that sometimes new shit pops up, everyone jumps on board, and then later it just fades. So I think it's important as
Like Heelys.
what's that?
Heelys.
What's Heelys?
That's the shoe that had the wheel in it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like there are things like that come around that people think are going to be the new thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'll say this, the slang word lit, that's lit. That lasted, it's still, people still say that. I hear that. That lasted pretty good. Yeah. But do you remember like on fleek? Oh, that shit's on fleek.
Yeah.
That lasted what, 18 months?
Yeah.
That didn't fucking hold. And eventually people were like, this is a stupid ass expression.
Yeah.
And some people are like, no, it's the new thing.
Yeah.
But my point is the new thing isn't always better.
Right.
But in the same regard, you should be open to the new thing.
Right.
I'm always open to what's
So you're open
new.
to Riz.
I'm open to Riz.
Yeah.
Riz I like.
Yeah.
Do you
Riz
like
is fine.
Riz?
I like Riz.
Riz is pretty good. Sounds a lot like Jizz though.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? I'll
Well,
give a shout out to this
okay, so let me
comedian.
go ahead. Sorry.
No, I want to give her a shout out. We should get her on as a guest. She'd be great. Hannah, super Swedish last name. Youngholm or something like that. You know what I'm talking about? Austin, you've probably seen her before. She's got a really funny Instagram. She had a thing where it's like, oh yeah, this guy had tons of Riz, like so much Riz. I mean, some of it got in my hair, so I didn't really like that. Sweet guy though. Like she was trying to make it seem like it was Jizz.
Yeah.
I didn't do the joke justice on her end, but yeah.
Yeah.
Riz is all right.
Yeah. Do you like, how about this? Do you like a lot of girls are being like, instead of like being like, oh, I like your penis, do you like when they say like dick? What do you feel about that?
Yeah, I know. I'm not falling for that.
Damn it.
I'm not falling for that at all, man. You got to wake up pretty early in the morning
It's pretty early for
to
me
make
right
me
now.
say I like.
Right? Yeah.
Oh,
man.
not bad.
I
You know what
almost
the
had
problem
you.
was with that? You might have had me. So sorry, everybody. I still have a little sickness going on.
Yeah.
You might have had me if you weren't smiling
No,
like a child on Christmas morning as you delivered that.
No, so-
You were so giddy.
I'm so bad at doing tricks on people.
Give it 50-50 also. He could have just said no. You
I
gotta
know.
give them
I was
two
trying to word it
penis
in my
words,
head. I
Jonah.
know.
Yeah.
I know.
You
Yeah.
try to trap me, then I just purposely said, "Oh no, I like cock."
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
2 days ago. So now I have one that cock. He has a dick, and now we need one for you.
Yeah.
Jonah, I mean, Austin sent me the one where it's
I
like
know,
you
yeah.
saying it. So now we got to use you two, and then you trying to get me in. And be like, no,
trying-
the Kemi Mutombo, baby. Fucking waving the finger, both you.
That's the only problem is like, sometimes I'm like, are you good at playing? I love playing tricks on people, but sometimes I get so giddy about it that I just start, I'm like the guy who's like, hey, maybe you should look in the box over there. Oh,
There are times where it's like you feel like you get the sillies.
Yeah.
By the way, I had an edible during our the annual comedian softball game we play every Memorial Day. I had an edible for it.
Okay.
Because I wanted to be chill. You know, listeners might know I'm a little notorious for some of my antics in the past.
Yeah.
And I didn't want that, especially since I knew a lot of people were hoping for it.
They were. There was rumbles and grumbles about it.
Was there?
Yeah.
They all went to your place for a barbecue
Yeah.
afterwards, which I thought about going, but I was so fucking exhausted and I was coming off the high. And there's no parking by you, by the way. That's annoying.
No, it's not.
Yeah, but still, great place. I just fucking got really giggly during a lot of the game. Yeah, there was one time I got stepped in the batter's box, and this comedian Paul Miller, who I love to death, but he could have some really goofy looks on his face sometimes. And he had this look on his face like he was mad I didn't swing at the pitch, and I was like cry laughing for fucking 8 minutes. Sonal, you know Sonal, great comedian. She was like, it made me realize how little sometimes people care about some parts of your personality. Because she was like looking around, she's like, oh, who's here? Oh, Kilgallon's there. Isn't he the one that always freaks the fuck out during these games? And then I literally was standing there and people were laughing. And I'm like, she didn't even whisper it. Like, she could give a fuck that she had said that out loud for me to hear.
Yeah.
What did people say at the barbecue?
Nothing about you, but I know
They're
that
just
there was like
disappointed.
everybody was like hoping that something was going to happen.
I think
Well, next
Jonah's
year.
saying everybody. It was just me. I was the one asking everyone, what happened with Joe? Was Joe there?
yeah.
I was the only one wanting to know if you were okay.
No, I played pretty well. I hit okay. I played made some
make
nice
it
plays
home?
in the field.
You
Did I make it home?
Like make it home? Like did you
Did
score?
I score a run? Yeah, I scored several
Sorry,
runs.
Yeah. I don't know
Yeah.
how to word that.
Yeah,
I
he's
scored.
he's like he auditioned for football practice once.
That's a fun way of saying that. I like that a lot.
Yeah, for a football play. He's runner up for football play. He's second chair. What is it now?
Second chair. I'm second chair on the football team.
Is that called
My
on
dad's
the
so
bench
proud.
or second string?
It's a second chair, second chair.
That's really funny.
I know.
Why is it called second string, I wonder? Why is it strings?
I don't
Third
know.
string, second string. I don't know why they do that. Chair would be better.
Chair would be better.
Yeah, because you are sitting down.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. You're in a bench warmer, second chair.
Yeah.
Yeah. So speaking of which, I do kind of want to talk about the softball because you're notorious. You've thrown bats. You've gotten in huge fights. So Adam Burke, another comedian who's British, Irish. He's Irish.
Whoa. He's Irish.
He's been on the podcast.
Don't fuck that up.
He's
though.
Irish, but then he also moved all around.
He
so his
lived in
accent's all
London,
over the
but he's
board.
not British. He's Irish.
But I was like, hey, how's the softball game? And then what did he say, Austin?
He just texted one word: slapdash.
Slapdash. And then I
fuck
think
is slapdash?
right. I texted, what did Joe do? I thought you slapped somebody and dashed. I was like, Joe did a slap. And I went to Austin. I go, Joe did a slapdash, whatever that is. So I thought you like just ran up to somebody and slapped them and ran away. And that seems like a you thing.
No, I don't run away afterwards.
That's true. But
I
if you were,
dance
I knew that you were taking
my
edibles,
glory.
so I thought you thought that would be funny.
Oh, like slapping them.
We just slap and kind of run away.
You know what I did not on an edible? On Tuesday night at the Laugh Factory, we paid tribute to Joe Anatachi, who was a fucking awesome comedian who passed away about a month ago. Missed that dude. Anyhow, so Chelsea Hood had her notebook in her hand, and I think we talked about this in the podcast. How I like to book people.
Yeah.
So I booked her.
Yeah.
But then when she bent down to pick it up, she went to slap me, got my right ball and fucking hurt.
Nice.
And I remember going, that's what I get. It's
Yeah, so
called
you get
consequences. Don't book people and you don't get fucking a notebook to the dick.
Dude, that's so fun. Did I talk about how I like to hit people's phones out of their hands?
Yeah, that's always a good time, man.
It's always a good time. I do it to my girlfriend all the time, and I just hit her. She's like, "What are you doing?" Or then she kind of like fumbles with the phone a little bit, and that's fun.
You know what I did a
fun
few
to
weeks
do.
ago to someone? I said, can I see that pen real quick? And it was the pen they were using. They go, yeah. And then as they handed it to me, I threw it across the bar and then I walked away.
And they're probably just like, "Why?"
I made a big smile on my face to let them know I'm just joking with
Yeah,
you. You know?
yeah. I do like.
You got to do it to someone you're friendly enough to do that. If it's someone you barely know, then yeah, you're a bit of an asshole move.
Yeah, yeah. I used to be like, "Hey, you want some more chips?" And then they had chips, and then they said, "Yeah," and I would crush them.
Nice.
And I go, "Well, then why'd you do that?" I'm like, "You got more chips," and I'd walk away.
Was that like a high school thing?
It was a high school thing.
Oh, okay. As an adult, though, I don't think I would like that because you know the price of food these days.
Right? Yeah, you can't do that.
Quarter bag
to
of chips in high
punch-
school.
Yes. What's
I
that?
used to
to
go by
punch 'em?
people's chip bags and then
Punch
just
'em?
like hey, and then give a really quick jab.
Yeah.
And then like to where it would open and crush them.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's still edible. I'd
Yeah.
also do the cupcakes.
Well, chips are already crumbled and crushed anyway.
I know, but then you have to like do the whole scooping with your fingers.
Yeah,
and
that's
get
not
a
fun.
full bunch. Yeah, it's really it's very inconvenient,
Yeah.
but it's still good.
So I'm changing the subject here for a second because we were talking about NFTs and you were talking about your Bitcoin and then how like it went up. And for some reason I pictured in my head that instead of buying a nice car, what you did is you bought like a yacht, but then you had like a little motorized thing that you could drive your yacht on the highway. And I was picturing you driving your yacht on the highway, and it was making me laugh so hard in my head. Could you imagine just seeing someone driving their yacht on the highway?
Are you on an edible right
No,
now?
I was just picturing you with a little sailor hat driving your yacht
in
down
bumper to bumper traffic in this fucking city.
Because I was gonna be like, "Oh, did you drive your yacht here?" I'm like, "You couldn't. It's the highway." And then I was thinking about like a guy just like, "What? It's my yacht. I can't put wheels on it. That's what I want to do."
I want to see you stoned because if those are your sober thoughts, I want.
I don't
you
get
high.
stone. I don't get stone thoughts. I just get like, "Oh my god, did I take too much?"
Are you paranoid?
I'm
Yeah.
not good on edibles. I'm so bad.
I get a little paranoid. I think I had the perfect edible for that softball game because
Mm-hmm.
I was functional. I could still swing the bat all right. I was making some plays in the field, but like I felt very like just chill and calm and like, oh, it's not a big deal that guy's horrible at softball and he's on my team. You know, I calmed down about it.
Right.
But then yesterday I took one and I felt like I was going to freak out at one point.
Really? How much you take?
Yeah, I mean, it was the same one, same little tin. I got a tin of like these 10 gummy edibles that are all like 10 milligrams each, which isn't
I
much.
can do
That's
two.
the right one.
Oh, dude, 10's way. 10's I freak the fuck out.
You can do 2 milligrams you like? 10 milligram I think is just right for me. I think what helped when I did it for the softball game was I was out in the sun. You know what I mean? So, and I was keeping hydrated because it was so hot out and I was worried about dehydrating. Hydration's important, guys. Don't fuck with
It's
that.
really important.
So like, I think I was able to just kind of manage, but like yesterday, I don't even know why I took one, but I was just like, fuck, I'm having another one. And
I feel like shit. You should take one.
yeah,
You're sick.
So I took one and then, I remember at one point I was driving and I thought like I shouldn't be driving right now, which is weird because you never hear about how come they don't push that as much. Don't be stoned and drive.
They're starting to.
Are they
There's
starting
billboards like in the city. There's billboards like on
okay.
Ashland and stuff. That happens to me a lot. Like if I'll get really fucked up one night and I'll be out till 4 a.m. and then I wake up at like 9 and I'm like, oh my God, I have so much energy to attack the day. And then I'll start driving. I'm like, I'm a little too tatered to be driving right now. And this one of those I've had friends that have gotten DUIs the next day because they're still drunk, which is crazy to me.
You know, this is bad to say out on a podcast, and it might bite me in the ass one day. Who knows? Drinking and driving, bad.
Bad.
Let's be clear.
Not
Very
good.
bad. But getting drunk, sleeping for 3.5, 4 hours, waking up buzzed, not drunk.
Buzz driving's fun.
And then having to pick up a bunch of people is fucking hilarious and very fun. I had to do that once. We had a Comedians You Should Know road trip. We did like a little mini tour where we were going to Springfield, Missouri, which we did some shows with the late great Kenny DeForest. God, it's fucking weird to say that. Not weird to say. Yeah, anyway, it's just weird past tense talking about that dude. St. Louis, and then we did Peoria, and then back to Chicago. And I had a minivan then. I have one now.
Yeah.
But it's funny because I had a minivan before I ever had children. Didn't have a minivan for a long time, but now I have a minivan again.
Right.
But I had to go. Me and Danny Callis passed out. Comedian Steve Byrne. He used to live like right in Bucktown. Passed out at his place. Woke up. Had to fucking take the L downtown to get my car.
Yeah.
Had to go. I picked up everyone about 2.5 hours later than I was supposed to.
Yeah.
So people were mad,
Very.
but they saw how fucking slap happy buzzed I was, that everyone kind of got over it.
Yeah.
But I remember picking up everyone from different spots and being like real. I was like in a fuck around move where they go for the door handle. I'm pulling up. I was like being a fucking absolute child. But it was really fun.
Yeah.
Super hilarious.
It's so fun.
We encourage everyone to get buzzed
Just
and go for a nice morning drive.
You have to understand that we came up in a time when like drunk driving was kind of the norm.
But I was sober enough where it was fine. And I was about to get on the highway, open road. I mean, come on.
Dude, looking back at like college, I'm just like, what the fuck were we thinking, man? Like, I mean, also like I lived in Wisconsin at the time, so you kind of had to drive everywhere, but it's still like so stupid. Like we would get so fucked up. And like there's been times where I've woken up and been like, dude, I can't believe you drove last night. Like yelling at my friend, and they're like, you drove us back. And I was like, don't remember that. Not good idea. Like is this bad to talk about on our podcast?
Maybe. I had a thing in college where I went to visit my friends at Eastern Illinois University and we were getting McDonald's. And I remember being like, this is so clutch. I can't believe Pat let us borrow his car to get McDonald's. What a fucking hero. Yeah. And they were like, who asked him? Did anyone ask him? Yeah. I'm like, I didn't fucking ask him.
Took this car?
We totally stole his car. And to make matters worse, I remember as I processed that in the drive-thru, I then realized, oh my God, I'm the one driving. Yeah. I didn't realize, I was like, what the fuck? Yeah. How did we even get his keys?
Or even like quote unquote road sodas or like
road pops.
Road pops.
Yeah,
that was
Chicago,
like,
we call them pop.
No, I know. Let's not go down that rabbit hole right now. Okay, Joe. I don't want to talk about that. All right.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
All right, cool. As long as you don't call it Coke, I'm fine.
That's weird. People in Texas will call it Coke when it's like, this is Sunkiss. This is Orange Sunkiss. Why are you calling it Coke?
They'd be like, do you want a Coke? I'm like, sure. They're like, what kind? I'm like, Coke? They're like, we don't have that. We have Pepsi. I'm like, fuck you.
Oh my God.
Fuck you, piece of shit.
It should really be Albuquerque, that state.
It's Albuquerque's like that. New Mexico. No, but
except our friends in El Paso. You know who we're talking about.
Yeah, but I meant drinking. Like you go to we would go visit friends in colleges and we drive up and we drink on the way up there, which is insane to me. That was like, this is what we do.
That was just normal back then.
It was just normal back then.
Yeah.
But then, you know what's crazy is like even then they were cracking down compared to when our parents were in college, and their stories are crazy. One time, when my mom first met my dad did pretty well for himself. He had this like kind of like shitty Porsche, but she was gonna go to his house, and he was like, follow me, and he lived in Madison, like kind of back roads. So she tried to, and he just took off, you know, because he's drunk. He took off, and then she couldn't catch up because she had a worse car. And then she like took a corner, and then he was flipped over. He was flipped over in the corner.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And then he had to he got out and he's like, well, whatever. And then because I mean, this guy's been he's been in so many car accidents. It's been insane. Like you hear stories about, oh, this is how it was when we first started dating. And then you're like, this obviously didn't end well, right? They're like, yeah, it didn't. And it's like, how did you not see the signs? There's another time, because he's a motorcycle guy. Another time he was riding her on his motorcycle. It breaks down, so it's dark out, and and he lights his lighter to try to see what's going on with his motorcycle, and it's leaking gas. He lights the gas on fire, and then he's like, run, and he takes my mom and they run, and his motorcycle explodes. And then they got married 2 years later.
Well, I could understand why.
Yeah.
No, I could totally understand why she would marry that guy.
Oh, because he's like
Dude, that is so badass.
Yeah.
Imagine telling your friends the next day, okay, well, he got a little crazy, but
Mm-hmm.
you know how you watch a movie and people run away from an explosion and you think that looks pretty cool? We did that shit.
Yeah.
Oh man, I've always wanted to run and have like an explosion go on behind me, and then I get like airlifted a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Like just enough.
Yeah.
Like one of my favorite Simpsons episodes ever is when he takes a can of Coke and then he takes the Pop Rocks and he shakes it up like
yeah,
a bomb
yeah,
because
yeah.
they were at like a candy convention, and he goes, "See you in hell, candy boys," and then he throws it, and then as he's running away, the whole building like blows
Yeah.
up, which is pretty crazy.
Do you want to do the
Might work.
runaway, or do you want to do like the desperado cool walk where everything explodes?
Man, both of them sound pretty good.
Let's play.
Like, you know, in that Wolverine movie where he fucking gets the spark and then the helicopter blows up and
Mm-hmm.
he's walking away all cool. But he's Wolverine. He can't be killed.
He
So
can't.
that works pretty good in his favor.
But in not fairness to my mom, this guy was trying to see what was wrong with his bike by using a lighter by the gas.
Very stupid.
Very stupid.
Maybe he wanted it to blow up. I don't know.
When he kind of came back in my life, we were driving from. He lived in New Mexico. And he's moving from New Mexico back to Madison, Wisconsin. So I flew down to like as a bonding experience to like. So I was in a car with him for while he was moving.
How
all
old were
stuff.
you? I'm sorry, I missed this
I was
part.
15.
15, okay.
I didn't say the age.
Oh, you didn't. All right,
Yeah,
good.
I was like 15. So I had to like, he had this huge rig, right, with all the stuff from his house, right? And then he had this car that he was going to give me when I turned 16, like this shitty Mazda 88, and that was attached too. And that, man, there was times where he was like, he'd be driving this rig with his knee while he was cutting up a summer sausage. To put on cheese and then eat, and then sometimes the car would like the truck would like move over this way, and then there'd be a car here. I'm like, Dad. He's like, I got it, and then it would kind of come back. And then there was another time he was like falling asleep like at the wheel, and I'm like watching him do this, and I go, Dad, like, hey, like we can just like pull over and stay at a hotel. He goes, hotels? He's, you know how expensive those things are? I can do this, no problem. And I go, Dad, you're kind of falling asleep, and then he goes, I know when to stop. And he pulls out a picture. Did I ever tell you?
No.
He pulls out a picture. I don't know why he had it on him. And it's a picture of a car with its roof crushed all the way down to the door. And he goes, this was the last time I fell asleep. This is what happened. He's like, I flipped the car 4 times and I walked out of there without a scratch, but I know my limits. And then he put it back in there. And I don't think I blinked for the next 2 hours. Just like watching my dad.
You never asked him why he kept that picture on him?
No, I was 15. I don't know. Like, how do you?
Terrified.
This man
It's a
has the
reminder
craziest
to live
stories.
life to the fullest because he could have been crushed.
Yeah.
There you go. Let me ask you this question. All right, here's a scenario for you. Would you rather navigate through traffic surrounded by buzz drivers or surrounded by people who are texting and driving?
Buzz drivers.
Me too. Because I feel like people who are driving buzzed are way more focused
Because they don't want to get DUI. Because they don't want to get DUI.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because they know, like, oh, I'm riding that line.
Mm-hmm.
If I got pulled over, maybe I could beat the field sobriety test or I am fucked.
Have you ever been pulled over while you've been a little buzz and you're like, fuck, here it is. Here's a DUI.
Nope.
Dude, there was a stint where I got, again, we do not promote this. We were young. But here's a really cool story about it. Sorry. Like, I mean, I've been like after softball games or like this or that, where I'm like, oh, I don't know if I should drive. I'll be fine, and been pulled over for a different speeding or whatever. But one time I was coming home. I just moved to Chicago. I was seeing a show at Improv Olympic. It was with Tim Robinson was on the show from I Think You Should Leave. And I was just having a great time. I was drinking beers. And I drove home and I was like, I think I'm a little buzzed. I was like, just drive safe. And I got pulled over because I didn't know my light was out in back. And the guy goes, hey, he just tells me what's going on. And I'm like sitting there, like, covering my mouth, being like, oh yeah, no problem. Like, whatever, officer. Yeah. Give me a ticket, please. Whatever you need to do. And he goes, you know what? I ran out of slips. So you have to follow me to the station. And I need to do it. And then I'm like, okay, all right, no problem. And I follow him. And then he puts me in an interrogation room. Right. So just to fill the thing out. I've never been more. And then he goes, you're good. And I've never been more
because
scared.
that was his test.
You think so?
If you had fucked up at any point on the way back there or gave away some shit that made him think this is not someone,
yeah, I've
that
never
was a
been more
test.
scared. I was like,
you passed, my man. That
yeah.
was clutch.
That was when I was like, I'm never doing this again.
You fucking responded, dude.
Of course, I was drinking the next day.
You know
but
what?
I was like, never again.
I don't think I knew you then, but I'm proud of you.
Thanks, bud.
Because you answered the bell.
Dude, there's a comedian, Alex Joyce, who has a great story about he got his car stolen in Chicago. And then like a week later, he's like day drinking all day. And then he gets a phone call and he answers it. And they're like, it's a police station. They're like, hey, like, come pick up your car. And he goes, dude, I've been drinking all day. Like, I can't. And then they're like, you need to pick up your car now. And he's like, I'm probably drunk. He's like, then they go, we'll figure it out when you get here. And he goes there and they're like, all right, here's all the paperwork. You need to pick up your car now because we need to get it out of the whatever is in there, out of our back or whatever. And he goes, dude, I'm fucking hammered right now. I don't think I should be driving. And then the guy goes, hey, captain, come here. And the captain comes over. He's eating a chicken wing. He's like, what's going on? He goes, this guy says he's too drunk to drive his stolen car home. And he goes, hey, let me see your eyes. And he looks at him and he goes, you're good. Fine. Get out of here. And then he like, they made him drive home.
Love this city.
Yeah, that's the best thing about Chicago.
I know. I tell people all the time, like,
if
we've
you
got our problems, but come on. How amazing is that?
If you get a DUI in Chicago, you were fucked up. You should have been driving.
I remember I had a friend who got a DUI, and it was in the suburbs, though. I remember talking to my dad being like, oh, I'll say his name because he doesn't listen to this. I'm like, Jeff got a DUI. And he's like, where? And I'm like, oh, I think like out in Maywood or something. He's like, oh, okay. I'm like, why? He's like, because to get one in the city of Chicago, you have to drive directly into the cop car.
You do,
And even then it's 50-50.
Right.
They'll write
Because
the
they're just like,
ticket.
there's a lot of paperwork. Man.
It's so much paperwork that they don't even give a shit. And if you kill people, then it's a whole situation, I'm sure. But, I would say this. We'll wrap up the whole drinking and driving talk. Obviously bad.
Obviously bad.
I feel like we're like that Seinfeld episode. Not that there's anything wrong with it. Right? We're just making it clear.
Yeah.
But I honestly think people who are driving buzzed are probably better than most of the texters and drivers.
For sure.
Because that's what's killing me about driving these days. And I think Chicago is the worst drivers in the fucking country. I think they're just fucking awful these days. Everybody is on their fucking phone texting everywhere. Yeah. Nobody goes on a green roadway. No one does anything. But the buzz drivers tend to because they're fucking terrified, right?
They don't want to lose their license or pay $10,000.
Yeah. I did remember those. You were telling that story. I had a time where I got pulled over. It was kind of a bullshit thing because it was faded. I didn't take a right turn in a lane that was right turn only. And it was pretty faded. And now that same spot is no longer a right turn only. They just got rid of that being a factor. And I'm like, fuck off.
Yeah.
So I got pulled over. And as the guy was writing me a ticket, he's like, you really smell like alcohol, but I'm going to assume you slept it off. Because this was like 9:30 in the morning. And the funny thing I was a little drunk from the night before. But I was pretty confident that because I had slept a good 4 or 5 hours. And I'm like, it's been 4 or 5 hours since I had a drink. I'd probably blow okay.
Yeah.
But then in my head, I'm like,
can we cut that?
Damn it.
Yeah. Guys, I set this whole thing up. Thank you very much. I knew this story. Sorry.
I'd probably.
No, you blow okay. Joe, can I tell you something? You don't blow okay. You blow great.
Thank you. I really. It sounds like coughing from my sickness, but I was really just choked up.
Gurgling.
You get it? You get it what I did there?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Anyway, long story short, he wrote me a ticket, and I went to the Irish pub I worked at later that day. Because I had a shift.
Yeah.
And when I came in, I was like, I got this fucking ticket for this. Can you believe this shit? And this dude who was like a lawyer at the bar was like, let me see who wrote it. And he knew the cop who wrote it. And he said, not guilty. I'll make sure he doesn't show up.
Really?
So I went into court and I pleaded not guilty. And the judge, I think the judge knew, he recognized my last name for some reason.
Right.
I was not from comedy, of course, but he was like, all right, well, your lucky day. He's not here.
Whoa.
So you get to go. And it's all these people's lucky day too. And I think the judge knew that it was I knew someone who told the cop not to show up.
Yeah.
Because he said, you should feel real good about yourself today.
Wow.
Because I did kind of turn around and give everyone a look like, you're all fucking welcome.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We were downtown. I'm like, someone should buy me lunch.
Yeah. That's amazing.
There's a lot of immigrants too, so they should have been real fucking thankful. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Welcome to America. Old Joey K just saved you fucking $80 on a ticket.
Yeah, all of a sudden your hat comes off and a MAGA hat comes on. I'm like, what happened, Joe? What happened the last couple of days?
No, it was more like they were all immigrants.
Yeah.
Though. And I felt good because I was welcoming them to America, the opposite of MAGA.
Yeah.
The MAGA would have been like, you all fucking should be deported with these tickets. I was more like, I'm happy you don't have to spend $80 on a ticket.
Right.
You could now go put that towards.
But you said pesos.
I did
instead
not.
of dollars.
I said that now you could make more tamales. Is what I said.
You can interrupt shows. So okay. This reminds me of my favorite DUI story I've ever heard in my life. I'll say it real quick. Because I run the show, plug Blackout Diaries, so you hear a lot of great drinking stories. And this guy who's Sean Flannery, who's the creator of this show, it's his best friend. It's not a comedian. It's just a guy who's like a rocket scientist now. He is driving home. There's traffic, and he's like, that's weird. There's never traffic on the street. And he comes to realize that this is a DUI stop, and he's very drunk. So he doesn't know what to do. So he's like, okay. So his reaction is he jumps in the back seat and he pretends to fall asleep. So I think I told you a story before. So all the cars go up, right? And then he's causing like a big backup, right? And everyone's honking. So the cops come up and they like knock on the window, and he's pretending to sleep. So he goes, sir, you got to get up. You got to get up. He goes, huh? What? And he rolls the window down, and he goes, and they go, sir, and he goes, where's my driver? And they go, excuse me? He goes, where's my driver? And then the cops go, are you drunk? He goes, of course I am. Where's my driver? That's why I hired a driver to drive me home. And then they were like, well, we don't know what's going on. Does he have the papers? Or like, because he was just like, he's this Mexican dude, whatever. And then they're like, they don't know. So then they're like, what happened? And there's a woods to the right. So the cops go and try to help find this driver. And then he's just like, and then they're like, sir, you have to get home. He goes, how am I supposed to get home? I'm too drunk. I can't drive. That's why I have a driver. So the cops drove him home.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
brilliant.
in his car.
Fucking brilliant.
How
man.
smart is that?
Super smart.
Yeah.
He should write a book.
You should write a book.
He has written a book. Sean Flannery, Places I'm Not Allowed to Return to. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
You look it up on Amazon. We should get him back on. He was a guest on like episode 4 or 5. He was pretty early on.
Mm-hmm.
Flannery is just filled with fucking amazing stories.
Yeah. This is his buddy.
Oh, it's his buddy's story.
His buddy's story.
Oh, okay.
Where's
I
my
thought it was
driver?
him. It sounds like something Sean would have done.
It is something Sean would do.
Was it Sean or CJ Sullivan? One of them have the best thing I've ever seen, where one of their uncles, when they went in to get their driver's license renewed, dressed as a priest.
Mm-hmm.
That way, every time you got pulled over for fucking not driving well, the cop would be like, it's all right, Father Michael, or whatever the hell's name was. Genius idea.
That's one thing where it's like now drunk driving is not cool, right?
Not cool.
You should never do it. Never endanger anybody. Not a good idea. But man, it would have been cool to drunk drive in the 70s, like, and to come up with like schemes to like get away with it is crazy. I had a teacher, my favorite teacher, because he was so honest, or one of my favorite teachers. He asked us all. He goes, I want you guys, no one's in trouble. You have my word. This was 2003. He goes, raise your hand if you were in a car with someone who was openly drinking a beer in the car. And like maybe a couple people raised their hand. He goes, if this was 1979 when I was a senior, everyone's hand would have been up. Yeah.
After school every Friday, because he grew up in Chicago, you'd pitch in $2, $1 for gas and $1 for the booze. Right after school, they would drive across the Wisconsin border because they would sell to you if you were over 18. Yeah, Wisconsin was the only state that was 18 and everyone else was 21.
No, it was the last state to get rid of that.
Yeah, because they threatened federal highway funding to take away if they didn't join with everyone
They were
else.
like, fine.
Yeah, I know.
That's why I love Wisconsin.
No, it's a great Wisconsin story. I've always liked that about Wisconsin.
And also DUI is not it's just a misdemeanor. It's nothing.
It's not even a felony.
For your first DUI is nothing.
Yeah, that's fucking hysterical too. And he said there was a hole. It was such a shitty car. There was a hole in like the floor, and people would take turns pissing into the hole, so that they wouldn't even stop. And I'm like, Wisconsin's only like 30-minute drive.
Right,
like
how far?
What the fuck are you guys doing?
Right.
But that's what they would do because they couldn't go to bars, so they would drive around drinking.
Yeah,
that was just what the culture was.
That's crazy.
And it wasn't even like. Now it's fucking, it's a big fucking thing. There's commercials constantly. People look, if you get a DUI, I've heard of people who lost friendships where they're like, I got a DUI and no one wanted to be my friend anymore. Because they think I'm such a scumbag.
It's insane because then there's also people the opposite. Like we have 2 comedian friends. I won't say who they are, but like they just, like, I've been driving with them and they just bring out a White Claw and start drinking it. I'm always like, what are you doing, man? You get me in trouble. I think maybe
White Claw doesn't count,
but it's still like this one comedian. She was driving. We were driving to go to the grocery store, and this girl like cuts in front of her, and she goes, "Oh my god, she's from Wisconsin." She goes, "Oh my god, what's with this girl? Like, she should get pulled over for that." I go, "You should get pulled over." She goes, "Why?" I'm like, "You have a White Claw in your hand," and then she's like, "Oh yeah, I guess I do," and she starts drinking it.
I want to guess who it is, but I'll just tell me off air.
Yeah, she used to live here.
Oh, I already know now.
Okay.
Wisconsin accent gave it away
too.
The strongest Wisconsin accent ever. That comedian had. I miss her. She's great.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We have, to keep with the theme we've been doing, we've been building lists. I think this one's going to be heavily debated.
Yeah, we're going
to spend about the last 20 minutes discussing top pizza chains.
Yeah.
So we're going to make a list of our top 5 pizza chains across the United States. Our international listeners, we apologize. We have so many. So I don't know. How do you want to start? You want to go with like number 1 or should we just start throwing some out there?
I think we should just throw some out and then let's try to build maybe 8 and then cut it down to 5.
Okay.
Because so what do we got here? We got Pizza Hut.
Yes.
This isn't no order, but let's just go national chains.
It's so sad though because we're going to go off of nostalgia with Pizza Hut.
I know.
And I think I've talked about this. Pizza Hut, it's really sad what it's become. It's going to be the latest of, I think they've already announced it. that they're going to be closing a shitload of them.
Really?
And you know why? Because they went away from why it was great.
Mm-hmm.
It was this cool place where it's like, hey, after a little league game or after some sort of Friday night fucking whatever, you go to Pizza Hut with some family and friends.
Play
They
video
had
games.
pictures of soda, whatever you call it, and
Soda.
video games. Yeah, and it was nice and easy.
Mm-hmm.
Now I went there like 6 months ago. And the pizza came out. First of all, it's like you have to go pick it out. They buzz you or something like that. There's not even a waitress.
You actually found a restaurant one though.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And they had the Pizza Hut buffet, which was awesome. It was a lunch special from like 11 to 2, cheap and great.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I went to one. There's one that's still a restaurant by like Harlem and Irving in Chicago. And I got the pizza and I'm like, you know what I like on my pizza? I like red pepper flakes. I went up to the counter to get red pepper flakes and she said 99 cents.
That's insane.
And I literally said, fuck you and everything you've done to this place. And she's like, I am a minimum wage employee. I had nothing to do with any of this. I'm like, but you know who fucking did this. Okay, you have a boss somewhere. Okay, I'm going to go take a shit in the bathroom and I'm not flushing.
And they hit a little button that says Joe Kilgallon's here.
Yeah, I know. I have that kind of reputation. But it's sad what happened to it. But we will.
You know what I miss,
We're going
though?
to rank them for their whole body of work as opposed to the last 5 years of decline.
Yeah. I miss the red frosted cups that you drink the water
Amazing.
out of.
Or how about those like,
yes.
were they chandeliers or were they like just the lampshade type
Yeah.
things?
And I
What do you
miss
call them?
that's where I found out about Mortal Kombat.
Ooh, Mortal Kombat was real good there.
Okay, so we got Pizza Hut, we got Papa John's, which is going to be highly debated later. We have Little Caesars, which our producer, because we kind of mentioned this, Austin and I did on the podcast. We have Domino's, which is going up in rankings for a lot of people because they're doing big things. They're doing big
They're
things.
the one pizza chain I feel like that's really turned it around over the last 5 years or so, longer maybe.
Yeah. So what else we got? We got Sbarro.
Yes.
Everybody knows Sbarro. That's gonna be highly nostalgic for a lot of people. What else we have? We have we talked about this kind of off air. Costco pizza.
Yeah, we'll count Costco pizza.
Yeah, that's good. So we have
Chuck E. Cheese.
Chuck E. Cheese.
Chuck E. Cheese.
Ooh,
They're
yeah.
being shitty, and you remember when they like disguised themselves as a
During
different
COVID?
restaurant on Uber Eats during the pandemic?
Yeah, and everyone's like, that's the name of the
chef,
the person of the band. Is the name of the
What
band.
they call themselves during COVID? Was it like Charles E. Cheese or something?
Yeah, something like that. But like the face of it was like the chef who makes like the chef character.
It
who's
is
in
weird
the
that a
band.
mouse
Yeah, who's
is
in the
their
band.
fucking logo
Yeah.
in their pizza place.
I know.
Weird
Kinda
choice.
gross. Yeah. What else we got?
By the way, I've had Chuck E. Cheese several times. I'm probably the last of the three of us. I'm the last one that actually
Because
had
they won't
Chuck E.
allow you in
Cheese.
there if you don't have a kid with you. It's
I don't know if
stupid.
that's true.
No, trust me, I've tried to throw birthday parties there. Like
I
in my
went
20s.
as adults with James Fritz and Lisa Traeger. A bunch of us went like 15 years ago, actually, probably
Really?
now.
And they
12,
let you in
15
without a
years ago.
kid?
Yeah, we just walk. You just walk in. You walk in, and then if they don't say anything. You're just like, I'm here.
Yeah.
I don't know if.
Was that before the stamps? Because they have to stamp you.
Well, they do the stamp now. I think they might have done them then
Yeah, because they have to stamp to make sure the stamps match.
because they don't want you going in there. Exactly. That's
Yeah.
why they do that.
Yeah,
Which is
but
actually pretty
I'm
bright.
Sure you can technically, especially now in their state, you could probably go up and be like, "Hey, I just want to sit down and eat." They'll be like, "Oh, we'll put you somewhere."
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But even then, there have no servers anymore.
Oh, really?
Now you have to go up and order, and then they buzz you when it's your thing. 'Cause
Oh, I hate that.
I accidentally.
Yeah, you should be able to go in there.
There's a
then,
Chuck
yeah.
E. Cheese in Chicago. I owe you a buzzer because I went to get the pizza, but I kept the buzzer on me.
Oh,
I didn't
okay.
return it.
Okay.
And it's still at my house.
I thought you said that there's a pizza place in Chicago called I Owe You a Buzzer. And I'm like, what a
No.
weird
There's
name
a Chuck
for
E.
a
Cheese
pizza
in
place.
Chicago that I owe them the buzzer back.
Okay.
I keep meaning to drop it off. Be
Is
like,
the-
hey, I stole this 3 months ago
Yeah. Is it the one?
by the river on Fullerton.
Yeah.
That one. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the
I
one.
used to live right by there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So then we also got Papa Murphy's, which is the one you have to take home yourself and cook. Stupid. What else we got here?
I'm listening, but I want to write these down.
I think Papa Murphy's is still a national chain. Is Jets considered a national?
I actually found a list of like the official U.S. based pizza chains in the United States.
Let's see. Let's hear them.
It's California Pizza Kitchen.
Oh yeah, CPT,
Yeah, Chuck E. Cheese.
CPC. Sorry, California Pizza
Domino's Pizza.
CPK.
Little Caesars. Mountain Mike's.
I don't know.
Papa John's Pizza. Pizza Hut. Pizza Inn. Round Table Pizza. Sbarro. Shakey's Pizza.
Shakey's, yeah.
And Uno.
Uno's.
Those are the only ones listed as
Jeez,
like
that's been a
official
long
U.S.
time.
chains.
Uno's because like I had Uno's in Wisconsin and that's Chicago style deep dish and I still think it's the best deep dish ever. It's so good.
Well, here's the 8 I wrote down. I threw in one off your reaction. Domino's, Little Caesars, Costco, Chuck E. Cheese, Pizza Hut, Sbarro, California, Papa John's. Those are the 8 I've written down.
Okay, I think that's a good.
It's a good 8 to work off
Good
of.
to work off.
All right, there's nothing that feels like, you definitely missed out.
Okay, so let's. Okay, so
Honestly, great crust, man.
what's automatic top 3? It's got to be. It has to be Domino's. It has to be Pizza Hut.
Domino's, Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut at 5.
I don't even know if I want
See,
Pizza Hut.
you
in the
know.
top 5
Oh,
number.
here's Joe.
I think Domino's might be number 1 right now.
See,
'Cause
no,
they got wings.
dude,
and
Papa
they got
John's
other
is the
things.
best.
Papa
John's is the fucking. Their thin crust is good. They're doing stuffed crust now. Great.
It comes with the garlic sauce.
The garlic
It comes
sauce.
with the garlic
Tell me
sauce.
you don't want that garlic sauce. Hand toss. I like a hand toss. I like hand toss more than pan.
Then they got Shaq and Peyton Manning. They got good marketing.
That's what they spend all their money on. Fucking high fucking level endorsements to fool the general public into thinking they're not the worst fucking pizza put forth by mankind. Papa John's, dude, is so fucking awful.
It's so good.
For a man who has great taste in a lot of things.
Yeah.
It's something I probably don't give you enough credit for. You do. It's surprising. Is this nostalgia? Was this like your college go-to pizza? Did you lose your virginity with a slice of Papa John's in the background?
No, because I fought
it makes
against.
no sense.
I
man.
fought against Papa John's. Here's what's great about Papa John's. Okay,
Nothing.
Him and this guy start Pizza Hut, right? And then he's just like, "You're not doing it right. You're not doing it right. I'm going to do it my way." Then he does his way, right? And also his way is also saying racial slurs. Not a fan of that. Not a fan of that. I don't support
He
Papa
is
John.
a greasy fuck, isn't
He's
he?
a greasy fuck. You know what's crazy is there's by my old place, there was a lawyer that was like, "Hey, I'll help you with whatever," and he looked like the guy from Papa John's. I was like, "Don't put your face up there, man." It looks like Papa John's is trying to like be a lawyer now. I'm sure it didn't work out well for him. Anyways, so I don't even know why I mentioned that because I'm really hyped up about Papa John's. When I moved to Chicago, there was no Papa John's in the city, and I was so sad. And what really upset me is I was outside of like 3 delivery zones of Pizza Hut. Like I was literally in the center of 3 Pizza Huts. I was just outside the zone. Fucking pissed me off. So I had to eat goddamn Domino's. And Domino's is good.
No, Domino's used to be horrible.
Used to be horrible.
I do remember that.
Yeah.
There was a time where I remember thinking, who the fuck would ever order this garbage?
Right.
You know, it didn't even have like Little Caesars to me has to be top 3 because the price has been, it's inflation proof. They've raised it like $1 in the last 15 years.
Their product is bullshit.
Yeah, but it's
Costco's
consistent.
better than that.
Costco, yeah, but I'm not getting Costco for delivery.
Right.
Or even
You can't.
and there's not as many. Look, there's like 3 Costcos.
Right.
There's like a Little Caesars every fucking 2 miles.
You know what's great about Costco pizza is like you have to be an elite member to get it. You can't just walk in.
See, that's
Fucking
elitism.
annoying.
That is elitism.
No, that's amazing.
That's
That
annoying.
is
No.
1%er bullshit. I just heard from you right
it's
now.
the Soho House of
Yeah, you
pizzas.
and your
By the way,
interior
I have a
designer go
card.
to
I could get
Costco.
myself some
Me
Costco
too.
right now.
I just re-up my
but
card.
I look out for the little guy.
Right.
And
Yeah.
yeah. Although that fucking hot dog for $1.50,
With a pop.
pretty great deal.
Oh, I hate it.
They have buy that swirl ice cream is really good too.
Gotta
Is
get
that
good
frozen
food.
yogurt.
Yeah,
I
love
want
it.
to go to Costco right now. I'm getting real hungry.
Dude, me too.
Papa John's sucks dick though.
It does not.
It's so bad. I had 2 bites of one recently, like a few, because it was like, oh, they're providing free pizza. So I'm like, oh, cool, I'll get some pizza out of this deal. I did like some when I did that polar plunge for the Special Olympics. So I'm like, all right, I'm hungry.
When was that? You
Like
just did that?
February.
You did
In
that?
February, I did that.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit. Okay.
I'm a good person.
You are a good person.
And I went to take a bite of some Papa John's, and I literally was like, I hope this entire organization loses funding.
Yeah.
Because why would you do this to us? I just did a nice thing.
Yeah.
Okay, I help raise money for a great cause.
Right.
And this is how you thank me?
Right.
Do you want me to help you next year?
Yeah.
Because I'm going to find a competing organization, and all they have to do is go one above Papa John's, and they're going to win.
Do you think you can do the polar plunge fine because you're so fired up inside all the time? You're just like, that's fine. It wasn't even cold. What are you talking about?
I fucking got out of there slowly.
The water just evaporates off you. Ah! It's like,
And my nips look great hard. So that was a perk.
oh my god, is that my mouth is watering? Okay. Anyways, so okay, let's put a pin in the Pizza Hut discussion or the Papa John's discussion.
All
Okay,
right.
I will say Domino's, it's become top tier,
Okay.
and also their marketing is great. Like I see their cars all around.
I'm going to throw you a bone with this one. Not really throw you a bone because I heavily agree. I'm going to throw Costco at the number 1 spot.
Whoa. See, I might throw in Sbarro though. Sbarro.
Oh no, Sbarro number 1.
Yeah, that's good.
Sbarro is so fucking good to me. I love their pepperoni slice.
Yeah.
It's the right amount of grease. I think it's good sauce. I actually don't know why anyone ever talks shit about it. Whenever I have Sbarro, I've never been blown away like this is A+ pizza. Not at all, right?
Consistent though.
But it's so consistent and it's always a B.
Yeah.
It's always a good, strong B. And to be honest, you know, New Yorkers who might be listening, you're like, oh, Chicago's don't know real pizza. I first time I ever had, I've had Sbarros way before. What am I saying? But I was in New York. I had Sbarros, and it was better than all the shit I was having the fucking rest of the time.
All the two like I do like, and for some reason I love picking out a slice, and I love watching them put it in the oven for me.
Yeah, to heat it up.
Yeah. I just love that.
Sucker's been out all day.
I know.
Yeah.
I just like the idea of being like, you heat that up for me. Kind of like, you do that for me.
No, New York's great with the $2 slice, $3 slice thing. But Sbarro is New York pizza. It tastes the same. The best pizza that everyone raves about, like John's.
Yeah, it's good.
It's great. Sbarro's is just as fucking
Just as good.
To me, it's right up there with it.
It's not too doughy. It's like I do like a little bit of like flop to it. Like I like the fan. I'm an asshole. When I was a kid, I eat with a knife and fork. Love it. Great.
It's a lot to do.
I was a kid.
Okay.
I didn't know.
Feels like a pompous adult move more than a child.
Well, no, the pompous adult move is to blot it.
Oh yeah. I can't have the grease, so I'm blotting with a napkin. Fuck you.
Right.
Wash your face afterwards.
Do you remember Along Came Polly?
Yes.
When he would like squeeze the juice from another pizza onto his pizza so he'd eat more of it.
That was great.
That was a good one. Rest in peace.
Seymour Hoffman. Yeah. What a great actor.
What a great actor. Okay, so Sbarro might be better than Costco. Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna go Sbarro 1.
1. Wow. Would you put Uno's in there?
No, Uno's is not my top.
Is that like New York people who are yelling at us right now about Sbarro because you're Chicago? Is that why?
Maybe, perhaps. I don't know. I just never. I only had Uno a few times when I was a child, and I don't remember loving it.
Okay. Oh, I have a question. So I forgot to ask this. What makes a pizza a pizza? Okay, I'm not doing that thing. I was kidding. I was kidding. I'm like, what? I mean, it's technically, what is a pizza?
Is candy a pizza?
I mean,
what if it's shaped like a pizza?
They have candy pizza.
Taco Bell Mexican pizza.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that. I mean, Panera starts having pizza. They have pizza now. They have flatbread.
Does Panera count as a pizza chain? I think Panera should count as a pizza chain. What do you think, Austin? No. But listen, if I could get pizza
let's get this here.
It should count.
Well, you know what does suck is that, which is not a national chain, but in Wisconsin we have Rocky Rococo's pizza, and that is so fucking good. And it's you can get it through a drive-through, and they're the best breadsticks ever.
I just imagine someone going, here's your pizza at the drive-thru.
Yeah,
and
it's like
they angle it to get it out of the damn window.
This one of my girlfriend's friends is dating this girl who's kind of a little bit of a space cadet, and then she grabbed her pizza and she walked in holding the pizzas like they were books.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and then so it was like all over, which is crazy.
Makes me very angry thinking about that.
I know. Okay, so Domino's has to be in there. Sbarro has to be in there.
Well, we won't rank them just yet. We're going to in a second, everyone. I'm sorry.
What's included in the 5?
Here's my top 5 for sure. Sbarro, Little Caesars, Domino's, Costco, and then number 5, I'm going to have to go with.
I mean, California Pizza Kitchen, if you're feeling outside of the box, but it's hard to get to one.
Yeah.
But you can, what's cool about California Pizza Kitchen? You can go to a grocery store and get it.
That's true. Oh, Chuck E. Cheese is my number 5.
Oh, dude, Chuck E. Cheese is like cardboard. It's the worst.
No,
pizza
you
in the
haven't
world.
had it in a long time, man.
There's no way it got better.
They got so much better. Dude, we got to go to a Chuck E. Cheese and we'll video.
Can we please go to a Chuck E. Cheese?
Uber Eats it right now. You can Uber Eats it.
Do they deliver?
They still do it, yeah.
I'll do it.
Well, could it get here soon? Because I have to go pick up my son from school.
He'll
understand. He'll understand.
Yeah.
I'm not having looking at the list of 8 we made. California Pizza Kitchen is not in my fucking top.
Have you had their barbecue chicken pizza? It's so fucking good.
I remember having something from there that was pretty good, and I know that's their whole thing. But just on principle alone, it doesn't feel like fast food pizza. It feels like a pizza restaurant.
Are we doing fast food pizza though?
We're not.
We're doing
but
chains.
We're doing chains. It is a chain, so it qualifies.
Shakey's is pretty good. Though.
It also just makes me roll my eyes. I lived in California for 3.5 years. They don't have good pizza. The best pizza I had in California was Costco. I'm not kidding. It was easily the best pizza they had there.
Yeah.
Fucking love the Costco pizza I'd
it's
get.
Good.
By the way, you know what else makes Little Caesars great? Crazy bread.
Yeah.
Crazy bread is good.
So fucking good, man. Love me some crazy
Put
bread.
that shit at 1.
Yeah, but Papa
Put
John's
that
has
shit at
no.
1 or 2.
Dude, Papa John's is so their sauce, the seasoning is so fucking
What's
good.
your top 5?
I'm
What's
so
your
hungry. I'm
top
gonna get
5?
real faint soon.
I'm getting really hungry too.
I didn't eat anything.
My top 5 would be
tricks.
Papa John's. It'd be Papa John's, Domino's, Pizza Hut, Costco, Sbarro. I don't like Little Caesars. I have a lot of fond memories of being drunk as shit, getting their $5 pies. No, you know what? I do like Little Caesars. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of Costco and I'm gonna put Little Caesars in there.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
All right, here's what I'm doing. Here's my top 5 then.
And I think that's how we should just wrap it up, and people could tell us what we did right and wrong, maybe, because I think we're going to go back and forth big time, because I'm not putting Papa John's anywhere in my top anything.
Put it at 5.
Just put it.
No, I'm not putting it at 5. Okay? It doesn't. The words Papa John and top don't belong near each other. Okay? If we were doing a top 75 list, I would struggle to find. I cannot tell you how angry I was that fucking day.
What about?
I had jumped in freezing cold water and was starving, and it still wasn't good. Do you know how bad your fucking food has to be for a starving man who was freezing to death thought it was bad? That's
Okay.
like next level garbage.
You know what? How about this? You know what would be fun next week? Why don't I order from all of these places?
And we do blind taste
We do
tests?
blind taste tests.
That's the type of content we were trying to think about doing outside of, remember?
real good.
Yeah.
We wanted to start building some content like that.
Okay,
So that's a good idea.
So how about this? Can Papa John's be 6?
Fine.
Fuck you. It should be number 1. It shouldn't even be on the
don't know
list.
about
It should be a
number
top
1.
tier.
No.
And they used to deliver it at
So you-
2
so
o'clock
you
in the
both-
morning.
okay, so you
in
both-
Wisconsin, they deliver till 2 in the morning. I have fond memories of eating it. Their pepperoni's good. Their sausage is good. Their thin crust is good. Their hand toss is great. They have great deals. Great deals.
Here's my top 5. I believe you on the great deals because they advertise them constantly. Sbarro. I mean, it's mall. It's an arcade. It's consistently good no matter where you are in the country. Little Caesars 2. The Crazy Bread
You
1.
put
the
Sbarro
over.
Let's
1.
go.
I'm putting Sbarro 1. Costco 3. Domino's 4. Chuck E. Cheese 5.
Okay, we got to
That's my
put.
top 5. Pizza Hut did not crack my top 5 because I got so pissed off that they tried to charge me for red pepper flakes last time I was there. And it's
What
like,
about quality of pizza though? The stuffed crust, man. Stuffed crust.
that
That's
was
went down.
great.
Have you had that recently?
No.
I actually had it like a month or two ago.
I think Joe's right. I think it's more nostalgia for me.
It's like KFC
and
was.
remember the Bigfoot? Remember the Bigfoot pizza?
yeah,
Yeah, that was
We
good.
had
They
Christmas
fell
Eve.
off hard.
I
We
know.
had Christmas Eve for like 10 years in a row at a Pizza Hut. I have nostalgia too. It's a fucking shithole now, though.
Okay, okay,
It should
okay.
be out of business.
Okay,
It
okay.
honestly should.
will
Okay,
be.
fine. So I will only agree with this list if we put Papa John's at 6. We put it at 6.
Fine, we'll put it at 6.
Okay. So okay, fine. So then I won't argue for it to be in 5.
All right,
We're in
fair.
top
Thank
5,
you. I
okay?
appreciate that.
So
Well, I'm so hungry. I probably would have let you say number 1.
you
if
would
we
really
could wrap
put
up this
Domino's.
podcast so I
You
could
put
eat.
Domino's underneath Little Caesars. Come on, Domino's. They have so many different options.
No, don't take away my Little Caesars.
They
Don't
have
do that to me.
they have multiple options on how their crust tastes.
It's expensive though.
Who gives a fuck about that?
Dude, they got that
Oh,
molten
okay,
lava
all
cake
right.
that's really good.
Let's say it's all equal price. We're in the world where it's all the same price, right? Or it's 2 tokens.
Well, that doesn't work because everything's the same price. I'm not ordering from any of these places. I'm
Yeah,
going to
I'd
go to a
order
real
from
mom and pop Chicago joint.
Yeah.
Okay, let's say this. Okay, in Demolition Man, right? They had the fast food wars and Taco Bell won, right? But if they had the pizza wars, I think Domino's would win. They're dominant. They have a fleet of cars where they probably could put guns on top and just destroy all the other people. Sbarro, you have to go around. You have to spend 30 minutes trying to find parking to go to the goddamn mall.
Actually, the whole point of going to malls is that there's ample parking, unless it's Christmas time.
It's Christmas time. I used to work at a mall. Trust me, there is not ample parking.
Oh man, you know what I love right now? A Cinnabon. We should do
Cinnabon's
We should do
good.
a list of best mall food court
Any and.
prices.
By the way, just to let you know, I think we've aged out, but if you're in your 20s and you listen to this podcast and you're at a mall, just say you work at the mall, you're going to get a discount. They're never going to question it. You get a discount at the food court.
Oh, that's genius.
Yeah.
I
Do you
like
know
that.
that?
I
Do you also
did not
know
know
that?
that.
Do you also know, like, okay, so when you shop at like a retail store and they go, is this price okay? If you hit no, they take off $1. Yeah.
I've never gotten the question if this price is okay.
You have to press okay before you can use your card. Or when you use your card, they go, is this price okay? You have to yes or no.
Oh, I thought it was always.
If you
is
hit no,
this
they take
price
off
correct?
$1. Yeah.
Oh.
They don't do that. I was just fucking with you.
Oh, I was gonna-
I did it to my girlfriend. She believed it for about a whole day. It was great.
oh, Jesus Christ. All right. Well, all right. Good to know. Yeah. So like Little Caesars and where Austin and I like it a lot too. Look, you're making a great case for Domino's. And the last few times I had Domino's, I was like, that was very good. It's a
Their
really good
cheeseburger
drunk.
pizza's good.
Their wings are good, and they got this like molten
wings are
lava cake thing that's really
Yeah.
good.
I think it's gonna
I
be number
still
one.
have to
man.
put Little Caesars.
That's my garage.
Or maybe I'll drop some. Here's the
That's
thing.
my garage door. Somebody's here right now.
Do you have workers coming?
I wasn't supposed to, but it sounds like it.
There's definitely a garage door opening.
Yeah,
right now.
that is.
We should probably end this so you can see what the fuck that
We
is.
should keep filming to see if we get murdered. And
Yeah.
we can post it.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm really hungry. I don't want to die on an empty stomach. Please, I don't
You
want
want
to
some
be
Papa
killed.
Johnson?
I would have. Oh, God, I don't want Papa John's. All right, we'll do Domino's 1, Little Caesars 2, Sbarro 3.
Okay.
I'm not taking Little Caesars
with
out of
that.
the 2 spot.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
I just can't do it.
3,
It
and then we
deserves
got.
to be 2 because of the crazy bread alone.
Yeah, I'm
It
cool
was
with
so
that.
revolutionary
Yes.
when it came out.
I'm okay with that.
All right, great.
What's 4 and 5?
4 and 5, I'm going to go with Costco and Chuck E. Cheese in that order. Chuck
Okay.
E. Cheese will be 5.
Yep. And then what's 6?
Papa fucking John's.
Okay, cool. We built the list, ladies and gents.
All right. Tell us what we did right and wrong. And thank you for listening to Let's Get Dumb, everybody. Make sure you follow us on social media, wherever we are. Follow the podcast, Let's Get Dumb, on Instagram. Full episodes are on YouTube as well. And tell your friends.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you very much. Garage door is a nice way to like